my girlfriend, my former girlfriend, one of the loveliest girls, I ever had the honor of being with, was a big girl. I used to call her my Hawaiian Barbie doll. But the reason I called her that was because she was my beauty queen. She was the reason. She was perfect to me, and that's what counted. That's what should have counted. To anyone that mattered, that's the only thing that should have counted. But body image. We get told that something is perfect so many times, so often, with such unimaginable gusto that it becomes ingrained in here. It becomes, I don't look like this, so there's something wrong with me. That's where I get angry. I do. I get angry at myself for once, and more than once, even once, falling into that trap. I get pissed at myself because I know better. Sure, you got big muscles. I have a 175 IQ. Where you succeed, I fail, but where you fail, I succeed. And I know I'm not perfect. I'll never be perfect. Whatever that means. Then again, I haven't been normal since what, ever? You see, we base all these things on people's concepts. Concepts. You know what a concept is? It's a theory. It's not something that's proven. And I'm not accepting of my own flaws, even though I counsel others to accept their flaws. But my flaws are something that hold me back. And I've accepted that. You see, some people may not fit some preconceived mold of perfection, but I love them anyway. That's the last lyric of the Alice in Chains song, No Excuses, I believe. And if we change, well, I love you anyway. That's how I felt for so long about other people. But what changed me? What changed me was some of the things that I dealt with coming up in Boys Town. And I didn't grow up there, but I spent enough time there that you might as well have said I did. I grew up a satellite friend of the Belmont Brats, who were made famous by Jerry Springer. One of my best friends was a charter member. And I loved those people like they were my blood. I loved them. I could accept their flaws because they accepted mine. And I'm a flawed man. I'm probably a really huge nerd with a weird voice and a disjointed, taciturn way of talking. But they accepted me. And that's what was important. And it felt good knowing that I wasn't too fat, or I wasn't too this, and I wasn't too that. And I wasn't fat either. Not yet. So, Science Gangster. It felt odd, you know, seeing all these perfect bodies. As a matter of fact, there was a joke I used to have with two of my best running buddies in 2003, when we all thought we were going to live forever, you know. Myself, Javon, and Radar. The perfect human being. Radar had the body. Javon had the looks. And I had the brains. Together we made the perfect human being. And now when I think about saying something like that, and it's funny. It's kind of funny to me that I say things like that. I used to say things like that because I didn't realize what I was actually saying. And I don't mean to really nerd this up, okay? But what I was saying was that the three of us separately weren't complete. No one is ever complete, but what I'm saying is the three of us were so incomplete that we needed each other simply to roll like an engine. If you simply put an engine out in the road, but you take out a missing piece, that engine's not gonna a main piece. The engine's just not gonna run. That car is going to sit there like a rock. But if you put that piece in that engine and you turn the car on and it purrs to life, it starts running. That's where I started thinking about what I used to say. It was a joke, but in retrospect, was I vocalizing my own insecurity because I wasn't on, because brains were not on the same par with these other two? And I'll be honest, I'm a smart guy, but I used to have a habit of speaking slowly, if I spoke at all, or speaking with some degree of quiet, which gave people the wrong idea about me because I'm a much better writer than I am a talker. I'm a horrible talker. I get the shivers when I have to speak in public. I don't make eye contact. All that happy horse shit. I hate public speaking. I've always hated public speaking. But I do it. I do it now. I don't like speaking to people I want to hook up with, and that's something I'm going to get to in another video, not this one, because we're already 31 minutes in, and I've got to divide this into 2 parts. So, what body image, what we do to ourselves in the name of being perfect is disturbing. It's wrong, and we do it anyway. Cosmopolitan has a circulation of what, maybe this is a bit generous, but 75 million. That's 75 million men and women who, through this magazine, have adapted a mindset that turns them into insecure zombies. And not the fun Walking Dead zombies or the fun Dawn of the Dead zombies, but the boring ones who just go and bite you. What's the fun in that? So, how do I say this? If we continue to take in ideas from people who give you tips that to make you as perfect as they are, a Smashing Pumpkins song. Okay, let me put it a different way. Ava Adore. If you listen to the lyrics of Ava Adore by Smashing Pumpkins, and I think it's Ava, maybe Ava, I don't know, I don't care, whatever. Pull your crooked teeth, you'll be perfect just like me. I'm a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan. That's why I keep quoting Smashing Pumpkins songs. Think about it. The author, the person Billy Corgan is speaking as in that song, is someone that thinks that they are infallibly perfect. So we ask ourselves, how do we be perfect? How do we have people wanting us? I couldn't answer that question. I used to worry about this more because you're young, you don't know any better. I even had a period of a year or so, year and a half, where I had no facial hair of any kind. I looked like an altar boy. I'm surprised I wasn't attacked by a wayward Catholic priest. That's unimportant. I will get to that later in another video. So, I did all that in the interest of trying to find a look that would attract and not repel. This changed. Why did this change? I couldn't tell you. I still wanted to be attractive. I still wanted to be idolized. Not realizing that it doesn't happen. It can't happen. Not for me. You see, a wise man once said, ignorance is bliss. What he was also saying is, the less you know about stuff, the happier you'll be. And if you know too much, you can't be happy. I know too much. But I'm happy. Somewhat. So, body image is a way that people are prevented from ever really being happy with themselves. This is why, once again, Cosmopolitan and some of these other magazines, and they get you early. They start with 17. They give you this Tiger Beat shit. It's all bullshit. All of it. The reason they sell these magazines is not because of any literary talent of their writers, because I guarantee if you put a Cosmopolitan in front of any scholar, hell, I'll even go with Stephen Hawking, who can't even move in his chair. If you put a Cosmopolitan in front of any scholar, he would run away like his pants were on fire. If you put a Tiger Beat in front of anyone that even had a shred of brain cells, they would dive off the nearest building and hope that they hit the water while it's rippling. Because when you hit water that isn't moving from a great distance, it hurts. All of it's bullshit. Because they gotta sell magazines. There's no regard for what you're gonna put people through. There's no regard. They don't care. In in a way, I can't blame them for that. I can't blame the readers. I can't blame the editors and the creators of these magazines for that. I can't do it. Not logically. Sure, emotionally it would be easy to do that. But if I'm intellectually honest with myself, and if I'm intellectually honest with you, whoever watches this video, you know it as well as I do. If you read a Cosmopolitan and you take stuff like that to heart, you're setting yourself up for failure. You have your yearly How to Make Love Like a Porn Star stuff. Selective editing. I like porn too, but I'm honest. I gave up trying to be fucking Byron Long back in 2002. And by the way, Byron Long, that's my buddy, but I can't grow hair. Can't do dreadlocks. Sorry, bro. So, if my whole thinking on all of this is very simple. If you take a good look at these magazines and the pictures they use, the models, I'm not gonna rag on super sexy, attractive people. That's not what I'm here for. But I'm here to tell you that more often than not, those people have assistants. I remember a while ago, Julia Roberts was the most admired female star of the movies, of the entertainment business. I'm not seeing it. Nothing against Julia Roberts. I'm sorry, nothing against her. I'm not seeing it though. Why? Most women have a beauty about themselves that they don't see because of this, because they're the design of this infernal machine, a machine built of people's insecurities to get their money. And I have no problem with this. Intellectually can't. So, this infernal machine is simply a way of getting people to buy magazines. If you constantly tell someone that they're, and you see this in abuse, in abuse stories all the time. Emotional abuse. You're fat. You're ugly. You're too skinny. You're this. You're that. You're that. You're this. You see it all the time. And if you internalize this, like I did at one time, and to some extent, I still do. If you internalize this, but see, here's the difference between me and other people. I internalize it and I use it as comedy because I know better. And this isn't one of those. I'm not rubbing up an abacus here. I'm not saying, oh, this amount of people I slept with proves that no, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm doing. That's dishonest. I can do that. What I'm saying is, what this does is, when I internalize it, it becomes comedy. That's why I make all these ridiculous jokes about myself. They may not be funny, but I do it because intellectually, I'm miles ahead of many people. Let's be honest. This is not arrogance, and I am an arrogant prick. I know that. This is because I worry that I'm doing things wrong in life. But I know that if I do it wrong, I know I'm doing it wrong. Other people internalize that stuff and it becomes self-hate. I'm in love with my ex-girlfriend. I love her with an amazing amount of feeling. When I got to see her in Vegas, I felt like my prayers had been answered because I prayed that I would get one chance to correct, to at least show that I wasn't a complete douche. Partially one, but not completely. So that made me happy, right? But it was my insecurity that hurt us both. It was both of us, but it was my insecurity that hurt us. Because my worry was that